Alright, so I want to talk to you guys about a topic that's very near and dear to my heart because it made a huge impact on how I communicated in my relationships with others, particularly with my fiance, and that's I statements and versus you statements. There's a very subtle way in how we talk to each other, and that can easily trigger or alarm and upset us. And there's another way in one of my past videos in assertive communication, or the four different types of communication styles. There's a style of communicating what you want that can best express how you feel, while at the same time doing your best to not point fingers. This way of communication is more about taking responsibility than placing the blame. Okay, so let's take a quick look at you statements. If you've ever heard things like, "It's your fault, you shouldn't have done that. If it wasn't for you, then I wouldn't have gotten so mad, or I wouldn't have, caused this accident or gotten fired from work," whatever it is. Okay, a you statement is pretty much placing the blame on something beyond yourself. There's no personal responsibility. It's blaming it on outside circumstances or people, things, whatever it is that caused the undesired situation or result. Especially when it comes to us people or as friends in relationships, when you say it's your fault or you shouldn't have done that, it hurts. It's a little sting, and especially if you're in a bad mood, that sting can almost feel like a slap in the face. So that type of communication can become from more of a passive aggressive kind of communicator. And it's not exactly the most productive way of sharing how you're truly feeling, because all you're saying is you did this. The other person the minute you say that, the other person is no longer registering or trying to understand how you feel, because you place the blame on them, and now they're on the defensive. Okay, and now the more effective way of communicating is I statements, or it's I explained this in one of my past videos in how to become an active listener. You structure it in a way where it comes from I, because I have a strong belief that we are responsible for every single aspect of our life, whether we like to acknowledge it or not. We have the opportunity, we have the ability to choose how our lives can be shaped. Too many people are just letting their lives be controlled by outside circumstances, which is why they're blaming other things, and probably why they're unhappy and feeling stuck. If we take responsibility, not just with what we're saying, but what we're doing in our everyday lives, okay, we can create the results step by step, the desired results that we want. So anyways, back to I statements. It comes from I. So say someone, showed up late, okay? And instead of saying, and you're pissed about it, and you're saying you're late, no, you shouldn't do that, you should respect me, okay? It's like a lot of you statements immediately, and the other person will think, fuck off, I was in traffic or had a family emergency, you don't know what they were going through. But a more effective way of saying is, hey Jill, whatever it is, John, bro, okay, I felt unheard, I felt left out, or I felt confused when you didn't give me an update on when you were coming, because I thought we were gonna meet at X, and I'd appreciate it if you can give me an update next time. Okay, it's that way of structuring how you're feeling about a certain situation is a lot more productive versus, say, like pointing the finger right off the bat. So a quick way of how you structure it is whatever you're feeling, like I felt confused when whatever the situation's about, okay, I felt confused when you showed up late, okay, and what you want to offer as well is a solution to help resolve it and help hopefully prevent it in the future. Because if you say you shouldn't show up late, if that's mainly focusing on the negative action that you don't want, and you want some sort of positive reinforcement. As woo as it may sound, coaching teenagers, coaching adults, and also being a parent, okay, that's a lot more effective than focusing on the negative, especially with kids. Okay, the more you focus on the negative, they're gonna do it. Okay, so same thing as adults. I believe as adults we're all just kids in much bigger bodies. So and some people have just dumbed down their dreams and just become adults, whatever that is. But that I'm going off. Anyways, I feel whatever you're feeling whatever situation, I'd appreciate it if whatever your request is. Okay, and that way like I said, it's coming from a lot more personal responsibility. You're not placing the blame. You're taking responsibility of what you're feeling and expressing it in a way where you're being heard, and you're not pointing the finger and you're not pissing the other person off by placing the blame on them. Because when you're saying you, it's more like it's becomes more of a game of win-lose, and no one likes to lose. But coming from an I statement, it's more about a win-win where you get to feel heard, the other person feels safe a little bit. And to dive into that a little bit more, there are something called hidden you statements. I'm sorry. That's where people would go use you statements in the middle of an I statement. So if I say, I feel that you're an idiot, I feel that you should show up on time. If you take out the I feel, you're saying the you statement anyways. Okay, I feel you did this. When you say I feel or I feel is pretty much the general term used, but I feel misunderstood, okay, is different from I feel you didn't get me. Huge difference right there, okay? So you want to avoid those hidden you statements. And it's going to take a little while because when I was taking a whole bunch of classes on this, anger management and whatnot, conceptually it's easy to get conceptually, but actually putting it to practice is the challenging part, especially when you're in the middle of that situation. And if you ever find yourself heated, and you more likely than not the conversation will be unproductive, take a time out, go on your phone, go use the bathroom, take a walk. Okay, don't try to get into a conversation, especially a sensitive conversation with a high intense emotion. You want to go with it a clear level-headed state of mind. So like I said, it's conceptually it's easy to get. In the moment it can be difficult to get it. Take some time to practice it. Easy way to easy exercise is just take out a piece of paper, remember the last time you got into an argument or you felt sort of left out or any sort of upset emotion, okay, and just write it out. What did you really feel at that moment instead of pissed? Okay, like I felt misunderstood, I felt left out, I felt unheard, whatever it is. Take the time to understand it, because the minute you start understanding how you're internally feeling and really taking the time to dissect that, you can better communicate it. Because I've seen people who get the idea conceptually, but they're still using the hidden you statements. I felt that he was a jerk. I felt that she should have listened to me. Okay, it's gonna take some time. Okay, be patient with yourself. Put it to practice. Baby steps. And do that exercise I told you. When I was first taking dancing seriously, mind you, before high school, I quit dancing for 4 years because I was called a faggot.